14 to 15. We're going to restart that one. And here we go again. So when you actually group with people, you actually get randoms. When you're not...
Insufficient minerals.
Matriarch Vorazun sent me to investigate this world. Amon is using energies from the temple to awaken a void shade hybrid. This is unlike any foe I have seen. Destroy the void slivers before it is complete.
We require additional pylons.
Of course we do. What's going on? A touch of Jaffa? Am I saying? Well, I've tried basically every build in my rush to get to level 15. I'm not going to say rush, but in my attempts to get to level 15. My favorite way of playing Fenix is going to be just massive amounts of gateway units. And I think that's probably one of the more generally useful. But it requires a decent amount of micro between Fenix and your sentries and, again, your adepts. So it does require a decent amount, but not exactly the worst thing in the world. The easiest way to do him is to just basically go mass carriers. Probably starting off with, I don't know, maybe cannons or something like that, depending on the mission. Like this one, you need to have some forces right away. So I kind of like to just go mass gateway units. I'm going to try that one. And then just basically focus on microing Fenix a lot. But yeah, thanks for coming out to the stream.
Enemy forces incoming. Slay them to the last.
So you should be out soon. Okay.
This warrior awakens. Guide my blade.
So in order to do the mass gateway build, you need to make sure you have the, I'm just going to call them sentries. I've been playing Brutal since level 1, so it's definitely possible to get whatever you need to get done early on.
It is an honor to fight beside you, comrades.
Yeah, I've done mass scouts. I've done so many different builds. I just knew that I couldn't just do one attack. I had to try different things. Because I would just get so bored so quick.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
It's time to assemble.
The firstborn shall persevere.
So I think this might be a good mission for Kerrigan.
We must strike a void sliver. The hybrid has almost formed.
Complete.
You have crushed a void sliver. I knew you could be trusted. Guide my blade. Your command. I hunger for
I like him. Thanks for coming out to the stream, Redbird.
Our supply is constrained.
Intaro Adun.
Research complete.
There it is. That's all I was waiting for.
Acquire additional pylons. Our upgrade has finished.
Praetor Talus, you have command of the Adepts.
Power field.
Ignite your blades, my warriors. The enemy comes for our base.
Many Protoss inhabit this world. Their lives are in danger.
Have you gotten all of the upgrades for the disruptors? Because that makes a huge difference.
After it departs. The evacuation vessel is moving forward. I pray it remains safe.
And the blade of our allies from the front.
Upgrade complete. We must construct additional pylons.
Glorious combat.
Our allies are
upon
engaged
us.
in battle.
Our foes shall become our resources.
We must construct additional pylons.
So much.
And you will be
The ship will stop here to pick up more survivors.
Oh god, oh god.
Glorious combat is upon us.
We cannot warp there. That must be placed within the power field.
ready our defenses. Our foes are on the march. This warrior awakens.
I think that's the thing that's going to suck about going the build that I'd like to do. So I'm probably going to have to add some Immortals to this.
A second slip ends in ruin, as it should.
More minerals required.
Glory to the Daylong.
I hunger for battle. I am the blade.
Insufficient minerals. We cannot warp there. There are not enough minerals.
Intaro Adu.
Let's see, do I need... Okay. Let's go ahead and get a robo facility here. Like that.
Our supply is constrained.
So just I'm sorry, just to finish with the touch of Jaffa,
Not enough energy.
the disruptors are really good, and as you probably could tell, they're only good against ground units. I mean, duh, they only attack ground units. Making sure you keep them on their own control groups. Is this guy getting forces? He's getting forces, right? Okay. But, you know, they're maybe not the most OP thing in the world, but I gotta tell you, they're fun to use. They just need meat shields in the front, so I usually do Adepts and
The enemy approaches. Prepare for battle.
Adepts and the Doohicks.
That must be placed within the power field.
I'm a dragoon once more.
That is insufficient minerals.
Make your preparations. The evacuation will resume soon.
None shall impede.
The evacuation ship is heading out. Keep watch over it.
I shall will receive this battle from above.
We require. Our allies are engaged in battle.
The firstborn shall persevere.
All forces to my location in glorious battle.
Our supply is constrained.
Glorious combat is upon us. Glory to the Daylong.
Isa Atu.
We require additional pylons.
Void Shade Hybrid will awaken soon, unless you destroy a sliver.
I have met the enemy.
Our allies
God,
are
I never
engaged
made
in
this?
battle.
Oh,
We cannot
Jesus.
warp there.
No wonder why.
Well done. Our vessel can warp more passengers aboard from here.
For ire.
More minerals required.
There's just so many tech choices and everything else that you have to make when you do this.
I hunger for battle. Speak, and you will be heard. So the enemy seeks to attack our base. They will regret it.
The evacuation ship is almost ready to resume its course.
The enemy is using cloaked units. They cannot hide from our detectors.
Be on your guard. The evacuation ship is underway.
Our allies are
The
engaged in
skies
battle.
are mine.
The enemy's biomass will provide us.
We are on the edge of ruin, my friends. Fight with all you have.
Are engaged in battle. Our allies' base planet is under attack.
How
Insufficient energy.
Oh shit, are you serious?
return to serve.
Our allies are engaged in battle. Has finished. Our allies' base is under siege.
The
Over
firstborn
half
shall
of the slivers are gone now.
Our base is under siege. Our base is under siege. Battle. Our allies' base is under siege.
upon us.
That was the last ship. I grieve for those we have left behind.
God damn it, I can't believe that happened. Thought I had just enough energy, but I didn't.
The firstborn shall persevere.
We require additional pylons.
What would you ask?
Our allies are engaged in battle.
At least we took out that shard. I had like, what was it, 97?
We must construct additional pylons.
Glorious combat is upon us.
Incoming enemy strike
Oh
force.
god, I really lost that again? Jesus Christ.
Deploying onto the front line.
Alright, so we're not doing horrible.
Kill them.
It sucks that I lost that though.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Join me in glorious battle.
That must be placed within the power field.
This one
The firstborn shall persevere.
for ire.
The hybrid has drawn most of the power from the temple. Shatter a void sliver.
These are our tools. Our enemies will burn. The enemy will fear my blades.
You gotta come help? What are you doing?
It will take time to repair my Predator armor. Guide my blade.
Upgrade complete.
Thank you, bro. That was really nice of you. Keeps waiting for me to push and then not doing anything.
We cannot warp there.
The firstborn shall.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
I have met
The enemy's coming for us. Hope you're ready for this.
Act now, or we are lost. Another sliver is gone. You are turning the tide, commanders.
Our allies' base is under siege.
Once more.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Our Astro.
glorious combat is upon us. Let your will be heard. Combat.
I don't even think using the Guardian Shell thing would even help me.
That must be placed within the power field.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. I return to serve. This warrior. So the enemy seeks to attack our base. They will regret it.
The firstborn have engaged the enemy. Our research is complete.
Combat over.
Speak, and you will be heard.
Glory to the Daylong.
I keep just trying to make sure that I use the stasis
Destroy
doors.
most of the power from the temple. Shatter a void sliver.
Upon us.
This is level 14.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
It's time to assimilate for me. The enemy is in my grip. Move in for the kill.
Our allies are engaged in battle. Upgrade.
The arbiters fly ahead. I return to serve.
Brace yourselves. Enemy forces are inbound.
Our upgrade has finished.
You have driven Amon from this world.
Oh man. Thanks for coming out, Lumor. God, that was so bad. But you know what? The one thing I can say is at least going gateway units, even though I got myself down to like a really small army at one point, I was able to constantly refill it relatively quick. So, yeah, I'm really not sure what else to say about that. Yeah, I still appreciate a massive ground army. But it's hard to say exactly what's going to be the best for that mission. Carriers can do okay. I just don't know if you're ever really going to get a chance to get as many of them as you'd like. We saw what a Depths Guardian and all that stuff could do. Colossi might be good, but they're just so big and bulky that I feel like a lightning bolt can really wreck them pretty badly. All of Phoenix's suits, besides maybe the Arbiter, just to kind of like freeze things, is going to be not as useful as I'd like them to be. God, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I would really recommend for this mission, and I'm really not thinking about it. Like, I don't think scouts would work. As much as how fast as they are, and as good of a damage as they do, I think that they have to be too close to attack, and a lot of times you end up going to be hurting yourself by doing that. I'm thinking just a little bit of everything, and then hopefully anything that comes out of your robo or your starport, or Stargate, I should say, stays alive, so you can just have that be your base army. But it's tough to say. It really is. Anyways, we're going to continue to go on. We are just over 50,000 experience, so it's going to be at least 2 levels, so 2 missions. So hopefully these aren't too long queue times. And hopefully we get to play other missions. I'm still 100% on all of my missions as I've been playing through this. So I haven't lost one yet. So I did try the Mass Hero before. You were here, Lord Vanisher. I don't know. The problem with Mass Hero is it just requires so many upgrades in order to make it viable. Because you don't want to just do basic heroes. I mean, heroes are good, but they're not that good, and they don't come up with enough things to start off. So that would be my only problem going just mass heroes. We'll have to see. I mean, again, you only have 7 heroes, including Fenix. Yeah, 7. Again, I'm waiting to see what happens at level 15, because maybe everything changes at level 15. Well, it depends on what you say about Mass Hero. Because, yes, just getting all of the heroes is cool, but they're supposed to have multiple versions of themselves, or multiple unupgraded versions of them, in order to make them more viable. But I think the best heroes to get multiple versions of them, or multiple versions of the basic version, and get the most out of it, are going to be carriers and immortals. I think that the adepts are also well versed, or going to have a good extra attack if you get more versions of them. I think that, the Legionnaires, I think that's what they're called, Legionnaires. Yeah, Legionnaires. The Legionnaires are good, but they just require so much supply that I don't know if the benefits outweigh the cost of the unit, if that makes any sense. Colossi, yeah, they have some pretty cool things, and this is all based off what someone told me about just generally what you get for each one. You get more damage for carriers for all of the interceptors, for each interceptor in the main one. So it actually does do a pretty decent amount. The Immortals actually have a pretty cool ability that whenever you do damage on the unit, it gets stored inside the unit and it explodes and does good damage in an AoE around it. So that's why I think the Immortals would be another good one to do that with. But again, you're running into that same issue or running into another issue, I should say, that it does require a decent amount of minerals in order to make an Immortal, in order to make a bunch of carriers, right? So they're all individually a cool idea, but massing any more than just a few of them is going to be a little tough. So I think the average thing is not to maybe get 10 stacks of any one of the upgrades, but to get a little bit of everything. Now we're back to like a regular old mission. This is going to be so nice. So I'm thinking that I would like to go... Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think a little bit of everything is going to be useful. I definitely think some robo units are going to be nice, but it's just so hard to necessarily pick the best thing for any one of these commanders, you know? One of them here. So I'm just trying to get my gas as early as possible. I want to do some carriers. What's going on, Mindex? Yeah, the new map is pretty hard. I have gotten 2/3 of the bonus though, so that's the only thing I can say. 2/3 of the bonus. I don't even know what that's a real thing to say. Yeah, one cannon is not going to cut it. But yeah, Mindex, thanks so much for coming out to the stream.
Once again, I must fight my Protoss brethren.
This might become a little close. Yeah, Stukov might be good on the new map. The problem is a lot of the times when you're going for any specific thing, or going for a lot of things with Stukov, unless you micro well, you're not necessarily going to be doing the best, right? Because if you just let all your units just like fall on the enemy, what are you really gaining by it, right? Especially if, again, you don't micro. Can't believe I wasn't sitting over here watching the adepts do things, but I should have been over there trying to kill that stuff. So just like letting everything fall there, the stuns are going to kill like all of your things. The rifts are going to kill a bunch of things. Now, cooldowns might be really useful, but maybe not as useful as you'd like. I would think if you're trying to go for the new mission and you know you're just going for the new mission, I would probably prioritize.
Needs to be destroyed post-haste, commanders.
I would probably prioritize the Apocalypse over anything else, if that makes any sense.
Enemy forces incoming.
Because you really want to be able to get.
That must be placed within the power.
And I think there's a lot of flying units everywhere. So if you can prioritize the Apocalypse, I think you can take them over, which would do a lot of really good for you. At least that's, in my opinion, what's going to be the best. Yeah, going back to a regular mission, oh my god, right? I want to get... okay, you need to get it down, okay.
And that's how it's done. Good work. Just gotta do the same to the rest of them. Several void shards appearing on our sensors. Make sure you destroy all of them.
Hierarch, nada galah.
I'm going to switch to another armor just to get some more energy back. I want to get that as well. Don't need the gas just yet. So I'm going to make sure I saturate all of my minerals over here. Alright, let's get a carrier started. Let's get another carrier started. And then I also wanted to get this one.
The enemy approaches. Prepare for battle.
I just wanted to make sure that the dragoon suit had the ability to get all of the as much energy back as possible for when I am able to spam or whatever use that unit.
Our research is complete.
For ire. None.
It's time to assimilate some resources.
We cannot warp there. Upgrade complete.
Speak, and you will be heard. Hierarch.
Okay. Almost got my 2 carriers out.
I.
Carrier has arrived.
Time has joined the battle.
Do you really mean Zelnaga Temple? Or do you mean something different?
Our upgrade has finished.
Because if you're talking about the new mission, I don't remember there being Zelnaga temples.
The Firstborn have engaged
The enemy is in my grip. Move in for the kill. Hope you're ready for this.
Should have used that a little too soon.
Carrier has arrived.
Chimeran pirates are taking advantage of the chaos to steal precious resources. Shoot those traitors out of the sky if you can.
Carrier has arrived.
Speak, and you will be heard.
Alright, nothing really else to worry
upgrade
about.
complete.
I see your reputations are
Upgrade.
well earned. These void shards are dropping like flies.
Hardly a match for my blades.
Pick up all of this minerals.
Don't get too cozy, commanders. More void shards have appeared, and our time is short.
Oh shoot! Almost killed a carrier.
Carrier has arrived.
So things that people don't necessarily realize is you can press stop to pull all your interceptors back if you want. Why aren't you coming back, guys?
Carrier has arrived.
Hey, why is that working?
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Maybe you have to be on select on the other units? That's so weird. Okay, for some reason, the Koldaris can't pull back its interceptors by pressing stop, which is very weird to me.
To attack our base, they will regret it.
So I've always used that to pull back my interceptors when dealing with the bonus. But apparently that's not the case with Koldaris, or whatever his name is.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Isa Atu. Entaro Atu.
So you have to be selected on your other carriers in order to pull them back. So just something that you should keep in mind.
The enemy. Our upgrade has finished. More Vespine is required.
How brothers.
Okay, yeah, so if you're talking about Mind X, the little shards, that's actually not a bad way to deal with them. I think you get 6 minutes between, so you might be able to do just a bunch of solar bombardments. That's actually not like a horrible strategy.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Deploying onto the front line.
The firstborn have engaged the enemy. Upgrade complete.
None shall impede.
I'm almost at the right
Work
amount.
on that void shard.
My warriors never falter.
I like to keep the Phoenix Arbiter suit around, just because it adds stealth, or sorry, detection. And that's really useful in a map like this, or any other map, really.
They keep summoning shards, and we keep sending them back.
Precisely as planned.
So I honestly think it's going to be faster
Be ready.
Things are almost back under control.
to
This is the last
leave
group of
everybody
void
here,
shards. Let's take back our city.
and then
Those
do this.
filthy pirates are trying for another score. Let's lay down the law, commanders.
Like, it's faster to move across the map like that than it is to do it any other way.
Hierarch. Carrier has arrived.
It's so amazing how much supply you can have inside carriers being built.
The firstborn have engaged the enemy. The firstborn have engaged the enemy. Our allies are engaged in battle.
That's the thing about the Dominion. Even in a crisis, our rule of law holds firm.
I hunger for battle.
That
The
is
carrier
not
A
possible.
move army.
We are at maximum supply.
It's the most awesome army ever.
The firstborn have engaged the enemy.
It's time to assimilate some resources.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Doing the happy dance.
Well, thanks,
doing the happy
Lindex.
dance.
Thanks so much for the follow.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Void shard eliminated. Keep it up.
Glory to the
Yeah, thanks so much for the follow. I really appreciate it.
Ready our defenses. Our foes are on the march.
Has finished. Our allies are engaged in battle.
And just keep in mind, you're always better off slinging the interceptors around than having them come back.
Now that's what I like to see. Void shard terminated.
And they'll stay out so long as something is in range for them to
Keep
attack.
fighting.
But if you want to move from like over here to over here, maybe attack move to a specific target, and then have them move to another spot.
That's all of the
At least that way they'll stay out the whole
City Tower.
time and get pretty much
Hear
DPS
that,
the whole
Amon?
time.
The Dominion is not
Oh, thank you so
easy
much.
to
I really
beat.
appreciate it. Alright, so one more. And then we will be at level 15, y'all. Only 7 hours and 30 minutes in. Can you believe that crap? Oh, I forgot to tell them. Alright, so we have 540 experience to get done. Oh, thank you. Been working on my stream for a long time now. Yeah, when I first started, I only had like, you know, some i5 quad core, like I think it was like a 7800. So I could only run at like 720 um, video size. Yeah, I know, right? Um, and like 30 frames per second. But now I've got a really nice computer and it's working out really well. I started off streaming with just music and me interacting with people in chat. Like I had no microphone, no camera, no nothing, and it's just grown. And I'm really happy with it now. Just want to get more followers. But what's cool is I am a Twitch affiliate now, so I can get bits. So it's been nice. I haven't gotten like the largest amount of bits in the world, but it's nice to know that I can still get them, you know. But yeah, make sure to hit the follow button. Make sure to join the Discord if you want to, you know when I'm streaming or ask any questions or anything like that. I also have a YouTube page that has like all of my mutation videos. And every week I go through every single commander, and that's Mutation Monday. Every single commander I do the mutation with. Pretty much every single week except for like the first two when I really wasn't actively doing it, and like a couple random commanders I've missed over the weeks just because I didn't have time to go back to it. But I've pretty much done every single commander over the many weeks I've been doing this. It's been a fun little ride, I gotta tell you. Oh man. Oh, the queue times. I'm going to apologize right now for all of these queue times at the end. It's been pretty fast queues all throughout the day, but it's a little late at night, and I think a lot of people have given up playing StarCraft for a little bit. Apparently everyone's playing arcade. Oh, the queue times. I'm so close. I just want it. I just want to finish this. Honestly, all I have to do... Well, I was hoping with random mission it would just take me to whoever's doing that, but I think a lot of people are wanting to level Fenix really fast by going to Void Thrashing. Alright, here we go. Alright. All we have to do is kill one shard, and I get to level 50. Or level 15. Just gotta kill one. And I think I can do that by myself. So, let's make it happen.
There are not enough minerals.
Again, I'm gonna thank everybody for coming out for this ride. It's been real fun. The stream's not gonna end once I hit level 15. I would like to try to do the mutation, but we'll see.
World, I discovered that Amon's forces have invaded the temple to raise a void shade hybrid. You cannot let him succeed. Eliminate his void slivers, and the abomination will not draw breath.
Our supply is constrained.
Yeah, there is a lot of the new maps. Like, it's so funny, when I first started playing, I was playing, like, the first 5 levels, I think it was. I did random players, and I didn't play a single one of these missions. And all of a sudden, my partner, who was coming out, I have a buddy who always likes to play with me, and he was, you know, he basically got his Fenix up to level 15, and then once he was done, he joined my stream, and we just started leveling. And, you know, of course we did random, but we didn't get it not once the entire time. As soon as he leaves, I don't know, this is like my 4th or 5th mission, and almost every single one of them has been this mission. It's just funny. think I'm gonna go for him first, and then I'll make sure to turn him into
More minerals required.
the AI. That's kind of what I've been doing for most of the missions, is just getting a zealot out and then getting the hero personality downloaded to
More
him.
minerals required.
This warrior.
There are not enough minerals.
Now that I got that out, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I get a cybernetics.
Detecting enemy forces. Templar, prepare to intercept.
Excuse me. I want to start getting some adepts. But honestly, I'm not even sure, to be honest.
Upgrade
Maybe
complete.
Count Doris.
maybe I want to try carriers and then just do zealots in the meantime. Or sorry, I should say legionnaires.
Listening. Lost.
So that might be a good idea.
We must construct additional pylons.
Enemy Protoss.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Threat or armor available. Command me.
We require additional pylons.
Fenix. I am a dragon once more.
Not enough energy. We cannot work there.
Oh my god, I thought I made those.
Insufficient minerals.
We must strike a void sliver. The hybrid has almost formed. One sliver is down. You have bought yourselves time, commanders.
Without hesitation. These are our tools. And you will be heard.
We just have to make sure to kill all of these guys.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
As you will. Immediately. Nada Galar.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Without.
Our adversaries intend to eliminate us. Templar, greet them in kind.
Many Protoss inhabit this world. Their lives are in danger as long as they remain here. Please, try to protect the evacuation ship after it departs. Be on your guard. The evacuation ship is underway. Ah, you have destroyed another
Oh
sliver.
wow, that's so awesome. That is true. Artanis is probably one of the best commanders for this. And especially, like, for me, too, because, like, it actually is giving me the chance to, like, finish up my macro cycles and stuff like that, too, which is really nice.
Our allies' base is under
At
siege.
last, we can evacuate everyone in this area now.
Oh, I may actually be able to get out all of my carrier stuff. Which I did not see coming, to be honest.
The enemy is attacking our probes.
Oh my god.
The enemy
Oh,
is coming
that's
for
what
us.
happened. Oh
Templar,
shit, okay.
Ready your blades.
Carrier has arrived. enemies will burn for hire. Glory to Chlorarium! Glory to the purified energy! Join me in glorious...
Our allies are engaged in battle. We have not enough Vespine.
Alright, so I'm going to put the chrono back on both of my nexuses. I want to get out full saturation as fast as possible. Let's get that. Don't need that. Already have that.
More Vespine is required. We require more Vespine gas.
So we have a nice little bit of time here. This is actually working out really well. My god, I really do think that Artanis is probably one of the best commanders for this. Because you can just spam or spawn the solar bombardment, and then that's really all you have to do.
The Firstborn have engaged the enemy. Enemy forces detected. Prepare our defense.
Hierarch.
We have not enough Vespine.
I must warn you, the ship will be leaving shortly.
Don't get me wrong, I really like Mass Carrier is good. It's a little boring, but it's good.
The evacuation ship is heading out. Keep watch over it.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
I shall oversee this battle from above.
The Firstborn have engaged the enemy.
All forces to my location. Your command. What would you ask?
We have not enough Vespine. Our allies are engaged in battle. Sensors are detecting cloaked units. Our supply is constraints to track them down. We cannot warp there. The Firstborn have engaged the enemy.
I'm not 100% sure just yet. I'm gonna hold off a little bit of judgment on this
Well done. Our vessel can
until I at least hit level 15, and then once I hit level 15, that's when I'll actually make a decision as to whether or not I feel like this is really good, really bad, really tough, all those things. Because right now it's a little too early to tell. I mean, you shouldn't have to be level 15 in order to get everything. So in that sense, it is, yes, it's a little tough to deal with. But, you know, that's okay. That's not the worst thing in the world, right?
We cannot work there.
I just want more Chronos.
What would you ask of me? Hierarch.
The Firstborn have engaged the enemy.
Ready our defenses. Our foes are on the march.
The evacuation ship is almost ready to resume its course.
Our allies are engaged in battle. The Firstborn have engaged the enemy.
Evacuation vessel is moving forward. I pray it remains safe.
We require no Vespine gas. additional pylons. The firstborn have
I am
engaged
recalling our
under attack.
warriors now.
Our allies are engaged in battle. We require more Vespene gas.
We are lost.
Our allies are engaged in
Alright,
battle.
move here.
Over half of the slivers are gone now.
Initiating mass recall.
Wow, I think we actually got all the... This is really good.
The firstborn have engaged the enemy.
I didn't even... Oh my god.
The ship will stop here to pick up more survivors.
I didn't even need... Oh my god, this is so amazing. I didn't even need to make extra units, to be honest.
I am the
Wow.
blade of Arcanus. Speak, and you will be heard. Your command. What would you ask? The skies are
More Vespene is required. The enemy moves against us. We will meet them head on. My warriors could not hold. The firstborn have engaged the enemy. Our allies are engaged in battle. Not enough energy. The enemy is attacking our is under attack.
My dragoon must be rebuilt. The arbiters fly
Our
again.
allies are engaged in battle.
Initiating mass recall.
The firstborn have
The
engaged
void
our
shade
allies.
hybrid will awaken soon, unless you destroy a sliver. Another sliver has gone. You are turning the tide, commanders.
What would you ask of me?
I swear to god.
Speak, and
Our allies are engaged in battle. More Vespene is required.
Alright.
blade of Arcanus.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Activating emergency shields. I will upgrade this.
Yeah, right? I mean, I only made the Nexuses for extra Chronos.
We require more Vespene gas.
That was good. That was good. Yes, carriers do look pretty badass. All right. So 1 to 15, all in one session. All right. Stat screen. You did a pretty damn good job. All right. Well, let me make sure I got all of my achievements for. Yep, back to full. Unearned. That's right. Okay. So, let's see. I do want to talk about for Phoenix. Things that I've learned. The most fun build, again, for me, maybe not for everyone else, is going to be Sentinels. Let me go over here. Sentinels, Legionnaires, conservators, and adepts. The conservators can do a really cool little guardian shield. The adepts have really good DPS against
Doing the
air.
happy
Oh,
dance.
thank you
Doing the
so
happy
much,
dance.
Chapa. And you know the legionnaires, they're just disposable income, right? Um, Robos are really good units. Anything out of there are actually pretty nice, especially the heroes. I think the hero Immortal is probably one of the best units. Again, no anti-air, so that's kind of the big downfall of any Robo build. If you go Robo, either one of the two units, make sure you make Adepts. The Disruptors are super fun to use. Again, all ground units. Again, make sure you use Adepts. Observers are come and go, depending on whether or not you like to go ahead and use the Arbiter version of Fenix that can get upgrades. Now, or sorry, Vision. Or detection, really. Scouts and carriers are both fantastic units. I really like them. What I would suggest if you want to go for either one of the two, if you build up gas, go carrier, or build carriers. If you build up minerals, build scouts. Scouts only cost 60, I believe it's 60. Gas, so they're really, and they're kind of expensive, like it's 200. So if you want to do mass scouts, you can. If you want to do carriers, if you do mass scouts, the only thing I'd be really worried about is making sure you do pre-splits. If you want to do scouts, they're fine, but one hybrid Yamato, basically is what the ability it has, would kill like almost all of your scouts if they're clumped up. So pre-splits is probably one of the best things you can do, especially going up against hybrid. Parasitic Bomb does good damage, but they can survive one of them. Same thing with Storm, so those aren't necessarily the worst things to deal with, but you know how things can go. All of a sudden a storm hits, and then you don't move away fast enough, you're at half health, another storm hits, and you basically lose almost all your stuff. So pre-splits with scouts. Let's quickly go over the mastery points. I think at the moment I would probably want to do this. I want to see how much impact this makes. Honestly, as long as you have the ability to remake your champions, this makes more sense. Especially because you get at over here upgrades. I believe it's Avenging Protocol. You almost want some of the avenging or the heroes to die so they get more attack damage. And as long as you can replace them, this is going to be more important. Now, if you're going to go for Colossi, Immortals, or Carriers, this might make more sense. However, I don't think it's necessarily as good as one might think, because they already have increased shield and life. And then last but not least, I would definitely go advanced research cost, because suddenly if you wanted to go an all-hero army, or basically get every one of the heroes, you can do that now, because you can actually get all of the upgrades. Anyways, I can't really say there's too much to talk about. I will be doing a mutation, but I'm Hunter A5. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks everybody here on stream. You guys have been amazing. It's been a great viewership all day. We did do it, and I got it done in 7 hours and 30 minutes, basically. Anyways, thanks so much for watching.